Recently, Bitcoin's performance has sucked. We've seen over a 25% correction, major technical indicators have flashed bearish, and as many people on Twitter have pointed out, it's become the "will you be using McDonald's app today" season for most cryptocurrency enthusiasts. But for us die-hard crypto bros, we know that the end isn't here for Bitcoin. And no, Drew, it isn't time to bury all hopes for Bitcoin once again. Today, instead of continuing to dunk on the price of Bitcoin like everyone else to harvest click-through rate and rank on YouTube, we'll be discussing where Bitcoin is heading after this crash and what the next phase of the Bitcoin bull market will look like. I got a real good feeling, so let's dive right on into it. We already know that Bitcoin has crashed, but let's take a look at what we're looking at after the bottom comes in. Our bottom at this point could be anywhere between $73,000 and $67,000 or even lower, but that doesn't mean that Bitcoin's dead. Dang it, Drew. As we've discussed in previous content, Bitcoin's bottom in this correction is probably going to be at somewhere between $67,000 and $73,000. After that point in time, we're likely going to be experiencing a bounce, and from that point, we want to talk about where Bitcoin is going to be going next. Recent rallies this cycle have been in the range of 100 to 200% in height. How large this rally is must take into account different directions regulatory decisions like strategic Bitcoin reserves and other cryptocurrency regulations take, and how powerful the effect of diminishing returns will be. Assuming our bottom is somewhere between $73,000 and $67,000, let's look at where the rally may lead us in the upcoming movement. Based on our already established range of rallies in this bull market being between 100 and 200% tall, we can kind of extrapolate off of where we think we'll bounce around $67,000 to $73,000 to give us a range of what we're looking at this bounce. For example, if Bitcoin hits the worst case scenario that we're looking at right now, drops all the way down to $67,000 and only rallies about 75 to 100%, we would rally to between $117,000 in the next movement, all the way up to about $135,000. Again, that is kind of one of our worst case scenarios based on a very large drop and not a very large rally. On the other hand, if Bitcoin does find support here at the previous all-time high, which is a very serious likelihood, and we rally a little bit more than 100%, which would make sense considering the plethora of different regulatory and fundamental factors that are influencing the price of Bitcoin in the bullish direction, we could see a bounce and rally off of $73,000 of 100% or even higher. 100% rally off of $73,000 would of course be $146,000. If we start seeing major upswings in the United States stock market and major decisions like strategic Bitcoin reserves being approved, we could even see 125% rally all the way up to $166,000. Now, right now, we're kind of in the range of speculation, but that's okay because that's kind of all we can do about the next 6 months. But what we can look at is we can look at Fibonacci levels. Fibonacci levels are very important because they typically give us a range that we could expect a market to rally to based on previous returns. And it's not just speculation, it's actually numbers and data. For example, in the last bull market, Bitcoin rallied to the 3.618 Fibonacci extension level at $65,000. Assuming diminishing returns and we rallied to the 2.618 Fibonacci level this bull market, that would give us a price target of $155,000. Considering the fundamentals have grown so much in Bitcoin this cycle, it is possible that Bitcoin rallies to the 3.618 once again. That would be a price of roughly $208,000. So in conclusion, if we did go through a major rally after we hit the bottom, which is likely considering all of the bullish fundamentals in Bitcoin right now, our likely rally would probably bring us to about 117 to, on the upper range, probably about $175,000, somewhere between 2.618 and 3.618. But is it realistic for Bitcoin to rally to these major price targets this next rally? And when might we be seeing them? Yeah, it is realistic. We've seen it before, and we can see it again. Here's why. First off, crypto users are yanking Bitcoin from exchanges faster than we've seen at any point in the last 5 years. As you can see, since the beginning of this bull market, the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges, in other words, somewhere that it could be sold very quickly if someone wanted to, not in cold storage, but in hot storage, has dropped from 3.3 million Bitcoin on exchanges recently all the way down to 2.5 million on exchanges. That means 800,000 Bitcoin have left the exchanges, gone into presumably cold storage over the last 2.5 years. Not only is Bitcoin coming off of the exchanges, the rate of change has accelerated massively ever since the election of President Donald Trump. We have seen the amount of Bitcoin on exchanges drop by over 300,000 since the election, from 2.8 million down to 2.5 million. The fastest drop that we have seen at any point in time, except for right after the hack of FTX in November of 2022. Kind of understandable that you pull your Bitcoin off of an exchange after FTX gets hacked, right? In other words, this is the quickest that we've ever seen users pulling Bitcoin off of exchanges over the last 4 months, and that is likely to continue. Second off, the over-the-counter supply for Bitcoin is at a massive low, indicating a major supply shock is incoming as Saylor and soon to be the United States federal and state governments are looking to start accumulating Bitcoin. As you can see, over the last 3 years, the over-the-counter supply of Bitcoin has dropped from 500,000 Bitcoin down to a recent local bottom of about 140,000. With Saylor, El Salvador, and soon to be United States federal and state governments accumulating massive amount of Bitcoin, not including the fact that now banks are allowed to accumulate Bitcoin in the United States, and they've been doing it all over the world for a very long time. This means that you're looking at an over-the-counter supply shock on Bitcoin, which leads us to this number continuing to plummet well below $100,000 this summer, most likely, if we continue to see a rally, which we probably will. Likewise, the overwhelming majority of Bitcoin holders are individuals, not OTC markets, meaning that if these institutions would like to accumulate, they're gonna have to start convincing individual holders to cough up their coins. And I don't know about you, but I ain't selling. If we see the kind of accumulation from big players we're expecting, this means that those institutions will be forced to start acquiring from individuals on exchanges, meaning that their purchasing will actually impact the spot price of Bitcoin, whereas over-the-counter purchases do not. This effect will lead to a massive boost of adrenaline to Bitcoin if we are able to break the current ATH of $109,000 and the hype returns. The next cycle is primed to be the largest Bitcoin has ever witnessed, and the wise among us who choose to take advantage of this drop and not just look one step down the road and panic, but 5 steps down the road and prepare, are in position to seize a phenomenal opportunity and create serious wealth for their families. To answer the price prediction for this video, I expect by the end of summer 2025 for Bitcoin to be trading conservatively at between $125,000 and aggressively $175,000, and our median price target sits at the 2.618 fib level on the regular chart at 151 grand. Now, what should we be doing about this? First off, you got to turn your own thinking cap on and do your own research and figure out whether you think I'm onto something here or if I'm just some loon on the internet who's completely off his rocker. But if you do come to agree with my take, then you need to prepare. We're in a miniature winter here with a very low price, and if summer truly is coming, then we need to take advantage of this winter and accumulate coin. We dollar cost average Bitcoin every day and have been for a long time, and we're looking at taking larger lump sum positions at these levels. Are you? Are you not? Why? Why not? Let us know down below. But here's the thing. There's way more to succeeding with money than just buying Bitcoin at the right price. You see, I may have been voted #1 technical analyst in the cryptocurrency space, but that's actually just a fraction of what I do. I'm actually primarily a financial coach. I help people work through the logical, mathematical, financial, but also the personal, relational, and practical aspects of succeeding with finances, and I want you to be the next person that I help. I've got 2 ways of doing this. #1, I'm a financial coach. I charge $250 an hour. I'm always told at the end of our calls it is well worth it, and I help people get on the straight and narrow financially. You can check out our coaching page down below. I do, however, know that $250 an hour is steep for some of you guys that are just starting out. No shame there at all. We've also got the Financial Sovereignty Academy, where we teach everything you need to know about money and investments. Here's the deal, though. While the day that this video is being uploaded, Monday, March 3rd, the price of FSA is only $99 a year, tomorrow on Tuesday, the price will be increasing to $104 a year per our annual inflation price adjustment. If you want to permanently lock in the price of $99 a year, you got the rest of today and today alone. We never discount the price of FSA because we know what we're worth and will not extend the day that the price increase will be happening, and the price will never be less than $104 a year ever again. If you want to learn everything you need to learn to succeed with money, then you got 24 hours to sign up for the Financial Sovereignty Academy and lock in this price. Check out our hours of content, the 7 laws of money, the 10 steps of the financial sovereignty way, and much, much more with the first link in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smash the daylights out of the like button, hit the subscribe button so you can catch all of our future content. And before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.